Hello, Twitch. Welcome in, everyone. Thank you for that early raid. Welcome in, everyone. So we're doing a remake from yesterday. For anyone that was wasn't around yesterday, unfortunately, I had to cancel yesterday's stream because I was getting so much packet loss that it just was. I don't think the video was even going through. Like, looking at the VOD, there was no video. But awesome. So tonight we're doing banana pudding. We're going to be doing banana pudding savory and sweet, although I don't know if my savory is necessarily too savory. Going to be doing a Dutch baby pancake, doing sort of like a breakfast for dinner type setup. And we're going to fill that with banana pudding, some fresh bananas, and a whole bunch of bacon. And then for the sweet side of it, I'm going to be doing a cheesecake. And do a little mini 4-inch cheesecake. And we're going to put a nice topping on there with all sorts of banana in there. Put a little bit of banana in with the actual cheesecake itself. Should be some yumminess. Let's make some coffee. Right. Morgan. It's just fun to say. Hey, Buns. Pretty good. Nice peaceful day. Yeah. Had a good night last night, too, without the stream. It was rather relaxing. Yeah. Good stuff. 5 Jonathan interviews. Busy. How's the repairs coming? They finish up? Nice. It sounded like that was quite the ordeal. I don't know if I touched on this the other day or not, but they went and fixed my gate, and then the gate didn't. The board that they replaced, the circuit board that it runs off of, was a bum board. And since that was a bum board, now I get to wait for them to order another one. And the guy is making it seem like chip shortage is going to be a thing for this. Hope not. Because I really don't like having to manually open that giant door. It's just not fun. It's like a sliding wooden barn door, so it's like it's wood with a steel frame. It's not light. He's done a great job of cleaning up the track and getting it nice and smooth running, but it is not light. And if I was a thin, frail little thing, like some people are just genetically, I would probably be struggling with that. Oops. Turn that water back off. Love the way this thing pours, unless you use the spout. You use the spout on this thing, you turn it this way, and it starts shooting off back here. You gotta pour it off of the side. It sounds like you're all over all of work. Looking for somewhere else to work? Or are you looking for a second gig? Or is it a side gig? All these lovely terms we have these days. I don't even really know what to qualify streaming as, because this is much more of a hobby for me than it is, like a business or anything. But legally, I'm probably going to have to pay a couple literally a couple bucks in taxes this year. It's weird. Cheers, everyone. Happy Thursday. Unusual night to be streaming. Thank you, Internet. We've got a new theme for Stream Raiders here tonight. And I tried to put my guy where I thought it would probably go through the quickest, and then get some berries of water and greenage here. But my warriors seem to want to go after everything, so it was Internet in general being a pain. I don't think it was directly me. I think it was just I was getting huge packet loss testing multiple locations in the east of the U.S., so across the U.S. I was getting major packet loss until maybe 9-ish at night, and then even then it was still 20%. And then once it got to being 9 p.m. or so, or midnight on the East Coast, so majority of people falling asleep, it seemed to disappear. It hasn't come back tonight, so that's good. It seemed to be full green, no drop frames, no packet loss at all tonight. So thankfully that's resolved. I was a little worried it was because OBS just updated and I went out on my way to update it. Then it might have been something that, no, it was just the internet. So we're going to start by making some pudding tonight. And to make our pudding, we're going to have to smash a couple bananas in there to make it banana pudding. Debating adding some... Ooh, do we do rum or do we do bourbon for in with banana pudding? I'm thinking rum. Back to it, Bun Buns. Thanks for hanging out. I opened that the wrong way. Yep, we're just cutting that section out. We'll open this one from the proper side. Slippery little sucker. And we're gonna mash these. It's the bottom of that pan. It's almost pudding all by itself, isn't it? Like, it doesn't stick to this. It's sort of amazing. Banana's sort of one of those weird fruits. Like, you can basically turn that into ice cream now. And it'll freeze without having to churn it. Sort of ridiculous. Well, this isn't exactly homemade either. Though the reality is modern puddings are really just using starches, which is what this is. This is a no work, no frills, easy pudding. I think I'm going to disagree with Bun Buns. I'm going to put a little Myers Dark Rum in with our pudding. Not a lot, just a little. Yep. Some Jamaican rum. So we got our packet of vanilla pudding mix. Mostly sugar and starch in there. We're going to start by adding our dairy in there. This had a fat cap, so there's going to be a little solidified milk, or a little fat there that's from the top. I'm doing this in a pot just because I thought it was a good handled pot and it was probably about the right size for this. It's not really a... I could easily just do this in a bowl. I'm not planning to heat it up. And we add our pudding mix. Don't even have to heat it up these days because it's... I don't even know what starch they're using with these. Organic cornstarch. There's literally 4 ingredients in this. There is cane sugar, cornstarch, organic natural flavor, and sea salt. Do want to make sure we get all the clumps worked out of this before we refrigerate it. And if you want it to refrigerate nicely, you're going to want to separate it into a couple containers. Make it into a smaller batch. Wow, our battle's ready already. Let's do our battle while I try and finish whipping this all up. We have game sounds back. Victory. That was quick. I was expecting that to be a longer battle with all those mobs on the field there. We just cut through them. Jessica Ann Cosplay getting them assists for us. And a scroll. Gamagui getting the gold. And a couple of losses there. Ooh, I get laurels. I don't know, I think they're maybe a week or two late with the whole Olympian thing. They should have done this before they started. Because, like, you get, like, halfway through the Olympics and, like, half of the hype dies down. I'm going to put my Centurion right here. And it looks like we've only got a defensive zone. So, we're going to have to wait for the mobs to come to us tonight on this battle. I'm just continuing to try and beat this nice and smooth. Gotten most of the big stuff out of there. There's still occasional little lumps showing up there, and we got bunches of smaller ones still. This is something that's better for... Actually, I probably should have been stirring it better when I poured the packet in to begin with, but this is definitely more of a stand mixer or hand mixer project here. I think I got all the big clumps in there. We still got a little bit of the banana in there anyways, making it a little bit lumpy. I want to try storing some of it in these. Let's try maybe 2 of these too. And so we're going to pour this into a bunch of smaller containers here that I'm hopeful will work well for this. Get rid of our garbage. Put our milk back away. Oh, hey, I have milk for my Rice Krispies now. And so these get refrigerated. Do I want to put plastic wrap directly on them? I don't know that it really matters because I'm going to have to mix it up for at least one of them. So I think I'm just going to loosely cover these in plastic wrap. Been using the plastic wrap a lot more lately. Not really sure why. Holds so much better the glass. Plastic wrap and glass are like best friends. Together forever. Now we get to try and hide these all in the kitchen, in the refrigerator that's too full. Next step, bacon. And get the oven warming up to 400 here. Oh hey, camera. You decided to give up on me. I'm over here. Whoa. Don't fall. Over here. There we go, camera. Although, you're still not seeing very straight. Welcome in, Ozzy. How you doing this evening? It likes to space out every now and then. It doesn't like hanging out in one spot for too long. You gonna work there, knife? I thought I just sharpened you. Why are you not cutting? That wasn't cutting either. It very successfully teared the package though. Get rid of this packaging. Stay with me, camera. There we go. Had to save you. It's still drifting to the right for some reason. Or left for some reason. Ooh, that side looks much better than the other side. The other side had all this meat. This is all fat.
Yeah, I realized it's not Wednesday. I was too lazy to update the dinner command for the fact that yesterday had to be canceled due to internet issues. So same menu, just different day. That might be part of my problem.
And it's still way too hot. What happened to you? Still to the left.
Well, are you familiar with what a Dutch boy pancake is? It's not your typical pancake. It's more like a popover. Giant popover. It's a big poofy pancake. Now let's just do this right. So let's see here. I'm wondering if this cream cheese is really warmed up enough or not. I probably should have taken it out of its cardboard box. It's probably insulating it quite a bit. Bun Buns, I think bacon is horrible for you, and you should never eat it ever again. Yeah, it's on the edge of being warm enough. It's like the center of it isn't quite warm enough still. What else do we need? Let's get going on what we need here for our cheesecake, because our cheesecake is our first plan here after the bacon. But yeah, let's start with the crust. This is going to be way ahead of time, but I can do it now. don't have my blue bowls clean. Pour off all the nice whole ones and take most of the broken ones. And then the bottom of the bag. Nice! Nice, Kip. Welcome in, by the way. I don't know if I said hello to you tonight. Happy to see you in. Yep, using vanilla wafers since it's banana pudding instead of graham crackers. This is probably almost twice as much as I need here. Wow, the vanilla is strong in those. Bought the store brand ones and their flavors. Wow. A lot of vanilla in that. Most vanilla flavor tastes fake to me, whether it's real or not. I don't know. It's a weird thing about the flavor of vanilla to me. Yeah, we'll leave it with that. We need some butter for that, some melted butter. $11 get units on that battlefield for Stream Raiders. Want you warm. Guessing I don't have an open bag of brown sugar because there's none in my special container. They're working fine on my end, SoCal. I haven't tried them. From your end, obviously. You can go ahead and try it right now if you want to go over to Stream Raiders. Because the main one should actually take you back to the scene we're already on. Peri peri mac and cheese with bacon. Nice. Awesome. That worked nicely. Awesome. You see, now you can help me out when I forget to change scenes. That's with Mix It Up in OBS. Yeah, not many people know it on Twitch because it was a gem of Mixer, but Mix It Up Bot is very much its UI is more coder friendly than it is like UI friendly, but it gives you a lot of control at the same time. It's like the whole thing was developed by people that are more coder friendly than design, but there's probably a couple of ways you can do it. How it's done with OBS. OBS actually has a local web connect direct into OBS so that it can do things with OBS. Like it's connecting to, like, I think it's actually local server, or I'm not sure what the exact, but it's essentially connecting through my router right back to the computer. But you can also connect, this is something I'm planning to do here in the next 2 weeks. I'm not going to give away what I'm doing with it. But you can also use Mix It Up Bot to connect to IFTTT, or if this then that, and then use that to control smart plugs and smart things in your house. And so you can have alerts and all that jazz. Let's see if that's enough. Nope, we need more butter. So you can have alerts activate things on command. International food technology. Butter, more butter. Actually, truthfully, I'm more and more moving everything on to Mix It Up bot. I've really had the initial plan or setup with bots to never want to be cornered into one of them, because I never wanted to get to the point where I had too much programmed into one that my show would have to dramatically change if I wanted to change what software I was using behind it. And I'm getting to the point where I don't care. If it works, yeah. But like, I feel so sorry for all those people that put so much time into the command, and I don't even remember what it was. But that like control panel at the bottom of Mixer, where it was sort of like channel points here on Twitch, but a little bit more interactive. The amount of coding that people would have to go through just to design those, though. I mean, I don't think people realized how much coding the streamers had to do in order to get those things to pop up a couple of buttons at the bottom. Okay, now we're getting there. Let's put our pan together. It's got a flat bottom to it, doesn't it? I'm gonna muddle my cheesecake crust. I don't think this is going to hold up well enough to use it on the walls. So I'll just add a little bit more of the base, have a little bit thicker of a base. All right, battle time. And we're going to have to wait for everything else. So I think we're going to put a killing field out here. Anything that comes to us will just die. Yep, just stand there and take damage. Don't go and kill that. That would be too complicated. Let's just sit here. There we go. It's only for that one last mob, too. Victory. Victory. SoCal getting that 20 gold. Jessica Ann Cosplay getting them assist yet again. I know my public streamers has a War Beast, but I don't know if I've ever really used it. I know I got a War Beast here too, I think. It's down here towards the end, isn't it? Vampire. Nope. I went and changed all my skins the other day too, and so I don't know what anything is anymore. Let's put this guy out there. He looks cool. What was that I just put out there? The paladin, okay. Okay, so we have our cheesecake crust. Reduces enemy power by 40% and does 2 times. Wow. How does that compare to the one that I always put out there is the Berserker, just because it's got the most damage. It does the most. It just kills things. The rogues are fun because they're quick and they can jump around and get the packages and stuff like that, but actually, I want this bowl again. So we're going to clean this up. Goodbye, unneeded crust. We're going to use this for my pancake later, so give this a proper clean up and let it dry out. wow, that's a huge cooldown. The Berserkers, that's the other thing about it, is it boosts everyone else around it, too. Do I have pudding, or am I making pudding? I have already made pudding. I bought vanilla pudding, and the first thing I did with stream tonight was I mashed up 2 bananas. I added about an ounce of dark rum, and then mixed that in with some vanilla pudding mix. I poured that into 4 containers, and those are all chilling and setting in the fridge. Not that they really need to chill much. I mean, I used chilled milk to mix them and didn't heat them at all, so it's not like they got really hot, but they need time for that starch to gel up everything. We're going to start now in on our cheesecake, the actual cheesecake itself. Oh wait, this is 8 ounces of cheese, isn't it? This is twice as much cheese than I need. Trying to minimize hand contact since hand's going to have the most germs. Just to get it working a little bit, use a metal spoon here. I'm going to switch to a spatula after this, after it's smoothed out a bit. Sugar. Regular sugar, I think. giving this a good shake since, like the milk, this has probably got a cream top to it. We got some heavy cream. We're only adding a little bit in there though. Gonna add the bacon into the oven. Take a look at that in 17 minutes. It's like, how many types of dairy can we get in one dish? Thank you for that follow, David's Tea. David's Tea, perhaps. Welcome, welcome. What else am I missing here? We need vanilla, we need a little flour, we need some egg. Vanilla, I think I'm going to continue with the rum theme tonight. And we're going to add a little Myers dark rum in here as well. Some of the junk in here need to clean up. Thank you for that compliment, David. And a pinch of flour. Like, literally that much. Literally. I've been using that word a lot lately. I should not be using that word in that fashion. There's not proper use for that word. Just sort of slapping against the walls on either side so that it sticks and has to. It works for breaking things and mixing things well. Let's wait for our bacon to be out of the oven before we pour that in there, because I'm a little worried that if we let it sit for a while, it would improperly sog this all up. So we'll wait on that for a couple of minutes. Let's see, I wanted to do that in that bowl. You got about 10 minutes left. I think maybe I'm going to take a short AFK. I did add a whole bunch of new videos to my AFK. So there's a couple new commercials out there. I'll be back in about 10 minutes. Well, it's randomly selects. It's got a folder of videos that I got in. It just randomly selects the order. So I'm not going to be able to be like, just play all the new ones. So we'll be back in about 10 minutes for our bacon, and we'll continue on.
Folks, why do you eat Wheaties?
We like it.
But did you know it's always been whole wheat with all the bran, and bran is one of nature's best sources of food fiber.
That's news to us.
Wheaties breakfast this morning?
Sure, it helps me feel fit.
But do you know Wheaties has bran fiber your body may need?
That's news to me.
Why Wheaties?
Oh, we love the taste.
Have for years. But do you know for years you've been getting something extra for your diet? Bran fiber?
Well, that's news to me.
Wheaties. It's brand news.
There's no other box of facial tissues like this. Scotty's new Magic Oval box. Only Scotty's give you tissues that float up gently, one at a time, and come out in neat handfuls, too, because there's a Magic Oval inside every new Scotty's box. Only Scotty's Magic Oval can give you tissues that float up, smooth and easy. No tugging, no tearing, no extra tissues tagging along. And Scotty's Magic Oval does even more. It lets you reach in for tissues by the handful, all neatly folded, just right for pocket or purse. Scotty's new Magic Oval box is pretty, too. And inside, soft, strong, sneeze-proof Scotty's. Remember, for tissues that float up smoothly and come out in neatly folded handfuls, look for Scotty's pretty new Magic Oval box, the only one of its kind.
3, 2, 1, blast off. She's up. Come in ideal countdown control. Ready for second launching.
Atlas moving into position.
Fuel her up.
All set.
Countdown.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off! There she goes!
Yes, you can be in command of your own ideal countdown. It's a real electronic missile base. You sit at the controls and move missiles into place. You count down. You blast off. You track the flight. The ideal countdown comes complete with moon missile and lunar probe, as well as a giant atlas. Get your electronic ideal countdown now, wherever good toys are sold.
It's a wonderful toy. It's ideal.
Off into space. Man, that takes real teamwork.
And here's a team of junior spacemen with an out-of-this-world breakfast that teams up V8 juice and Cheerios for flavor and energy. What a treat! A flavorful glassful of refreshing V8 juice and Cheerios with power protein, plus vitamin B1 for Go Power. And now, here's a special out-of-this-world free offer. This Moon Rocket Kit, both a toy and an exciting game. First, blast off. It separates in midair and lands 2 spacemen on a moon map. You get this wonderful game only through this free offer. Send your name and address and 1 V8 label plus 1 box top from these specially marked packages of Cheerios, Kicks, or Frostios to Moon Rocket Kit, Mount Vernon 10, New York. Get Campbell's V8 cocktail vegetable juice with any one of these Big G cereals.
What? Keeping the coffee in the icebox?
Yes, Mr. Jones, it's a new kind of coffee, roasted by a new secret process. Hence, this new none such coffee has a different flavor, a flavor preserved by vacuum packing, the flavor retained by refrigeration after the jar has been opened. Just taste it. You can't miss that delicate aroma, that clean, mellow taste. Yes, in cooking, the way to a man's heart is most of all through the coffee pot. In every jar, you'll find 3 special pointers, valuable in all methods of making coffee. Try new none such coffee now. Use half the jar. If not 100% satisfied, get all your money back from your grocer without argument. Special for movie week, only 28 cents a pound, plus 3 cents refundable deposit on the jar.
Hey, kids, look what's new. A brand new cereal just for you. Twinkles, the new star-shaped cereal in the storybook package. See? Inside, delicious, crispy, crinkly stars. And outside, a real storybook. All about Twinkles, the magic elephant. See him fly with his rotor tail. Watch him do tricks with his magic trunk. Meet Twinkle's friends, Fulton the inventor, Sanford the parrot, Wilbur the monkey, and more. Read all about their adventures on every storybook package of Twinkles. And wait till you taste those golden little stars, filled with the goodness of energy oats and corn. Remember, only Twinkles has the storybook package. Just tear the magic line and your storybook opens. Twinkles, the new star-shaped cereal in the storybook package.
And now, from the popular comic strip Peanuts, here are Charlie Brown and his friend.
Why, thank you, Charlie Brown. Thank you, Charlie Brown.
What's the occasion? Has Charlie Brown had another baby sister?
No, Ford has new economy twins, so he's passing out chocolate cigars to everyone.
Everyone?
Yes, everyone.
You bet your boots, everyone. 'Cause it's just like they said. We've got something big to celebrate. And here it is, Ford's Economy Twins for 1960. The economy choice of a lifetime. Oh, I'll bet you've never seen a prettier twosome than this. There's the new size Ford, the Falcon. And next to it, the large economy size Ford, the Fairlane 500. You know, the 60 Fords were featured in the recent issue of Vogue magazine. And when you run your eyes over the elegant good looks of this Fairlane 500, it's sure easy to see why Vogue says Ford means a fashion success. And all this all-new beauty is yours for an all-new price. That's right. This roomier, more luxurious Fairlane 500 is actually priced a whopping $142 less than last year. And as for this pretty Falcon over here, well, just wait till you check its price sticker. It's America's lowest priced 6-passenger car. In fact, it's priced up to $124 less than the other compact cars. Look 'em over in your Ford dealer showroom. 2 new Fords, 2 wonderful new ways to go the finest. Ford's Economy Twins for 1960.
When you have a Labatt's, you have an adventure. Canadian Light, that's Labatt's. It's a great new taste in beer. Enjoy import quality at USA prices. Have an adventure. Have a Labatt's.
Next week, George and Gracie will be brought to you by Carnation.
Hiya, happy boy. Wish you'd been with me today. We saw a great dog show, some beautiful dogs. There was the handsomest poodle, a real beauty, an international champion. His owner gave me some good advice.
There are many dog foods on the market, but the Carnation Company makes the best. It's called Friskies, and it's quality all the way through.
You should have seen the champion collie. He won everything in sight. The handler told me.
A very important part of this champion's diet is meat. That's why we feed him Friskies. The principal ingredient is lean red horse meat, the best you can buy.
So happy, you're getting real quality, and you're going to get your Friskies right now.
Friskies is prepared to the high standards of Carnation Company and guarantees prime-grade nourishment.
A pleasure, Milton. In just a moment, we'll see how well Milton does at the Pentagon. But if you want to see busy hands at your house, just you offer this lively Christmas party dip that's so good to serve with king-size Fritos corn chips. Just follow the recipe right on the Fritos package. Of course, it calls for the famous Philadelphia brand cream cheese, an 8-ounce package, which we blended with 2 tablespoons of milk till it's nice and smooth like so. Then come 2 tablespoons of Kraft cream-style horseradish for zesty flavor, a 1/4 teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce, and finally, a dash of salt. And we'll blend our Philly mixture again. And when party time comes, let the folks enjoy this wonderful Philly horseradish dip with crisp king-size Fritos. There are those busy hands. Just remember, you make the best-tasting dips with the freshest-tasting cream cheese you can buy. Philadelphia brand cream cheese, made only by Kraft.
All right. So back now. You got music going? Or did that stop on me? That stopped on me. Oh. We're at the bottom of the list there. Need to change that about that website. They did that they made that change where, you know how a lot of websites they'll load down a certain point and then you scroll down and it loads more? That's what this is doing, but it's stopping at the load more point if you're just playing, which is sort of silly. Let's take a look at our bacon. May need another minute or two here. It's looking not too shabby. I'm going to give it one more minute. What temp do we need for our baby cheesecake tonight? 350. We're going to need a water bath. Oven bacon versus stove bacon. Stove bacon if you want chewy bacon for like a sandwich. Oven bacon for just about everything else because it is so much easier. Just so much cleaner, so much easier to do. And you end up with flat strips without having to really work at it. You know, you put it in the pan, you gotta use like they literally sell weights for holding your bacon flat against griddles and stuff. So, I mean, you don't even have to do that. Just let gravity do the work here. Sizzling bacon. I mean, if you're only doing like a couple of strips, yeah, it doesn't make sense to heat up the whole stove and everything. But I'm heating up the stove anyways for other things, and So that is the way to do it, in my opinion. So let's prep our, what am I going to use for my water bath? Where do I have my hotel pans hidden? Oh, camera. I'm not all the way over there. It stopped again because it's at the bottom of the page. Why? Does it change the flavor at all? Not a big difference. I mean, in both cases, you're essentially, I mean, the fat's going to be right there in either case, whether it's there in the pan or it's there on this. Yeah, I would honestly say it's much more of a personal preference thing than anything else. I tend towards the oven just because it gives you nice flat strips, which are great if you want crispy bacon, especially if you want like crispy bacon for like a BLT. Like, I like crispy bacon for a BLT, but like you're gonna give me an egg sandwich, that's more of like a chewy bacon time. We got another battle already. It's almost like we went in at AFK for a while. Let's see how this works. Victory. SoCal getting those assists for us this round. Entropy running away with the scroll for his vampire. They're just giving me all sorts of goodies tonight. That happens every time we do we switch to a new theme. We get a new theme and I get like 20 rewards. I'm going to go with the warrior, but where am I going to go with them? How about right here? We're going to have to kill all this stuff up here. All units take 50% more damage every 60 seconds. This increases an additional 50% up to 200% total. When a unit gets a kill, it heals 30 health. Ooh, so when each of us dies, we get another. Okay, so it's good that I placed that there, because we definitely want that. So, lucked out there. I was sort of thinking this was the clear path up to all of these,
and it was going to help hinder any of these from moving this way, giving us a little advantage towards all the big guys in the top corner. But we want Personify. Personify? I've never been able to pronounce that name correctly. Absolutely, SoCal. At the same time, they don't do like so many that it's annoying too. They do a nice balance. So I'm thinking we're probably getting close to what we need here. For that. And I don't know if I have it in my bedroom or over here. Yeah. How many people do you know have kitchen equipment in their bedroom? Not really, but... Yeah, so many games are entirely hung up on we have to make everything absolutely fair to the amount of time that people spend in our game. And some of it should just be, you show up and you get a prize. It's fun time. Thank you, Bun Buns. You're not too shabby yourself. Yeah, I agree, Ozzy. So we're adding our cheesecake mixture, which is, for the most part, a standard cheesecake mixture at this point, into our mold. I know that's not the greatest view for pouring it in there. Here's a giant bowl. So we got that. That's a nice full cheesecake look in there. We'll give that a couple of taps to break out any bubbles in it. We got our water ready right here. So this is going to go in the oven, and then I'm going to carefully pour water till it's about halfway up the metal pan here, and then we'll let it go. This is sort of the safe way of doing this. Something I've learned a long time ago when I was in the first college I went to. I had to do whole bunches and whole bunches of cheesecakes as far as my co-op job. And so you put it in the pan first so you don't have to carry the giant pan of water. I didn't realize this was going to take so long to bake. We're going to give that 35 minutes. Thankfully, our next project is going to be on the quicker end of things after that, so we won't be here too much longer after that. We'll have our oven already preheated for the most part for our Dutch baby pancake. This has given us a nice time period here to make sure that that pudding all sets up nicely. The recipe says at least an hour, but it's at least an hour. Next step is going to be prepping stuff for our cheesecake topping part. You definitely don't need the parchment on the cheesecake done up so high as I did. The reason I'm doing that, you're going to find out a little bit later here when I'm filling stuff into it. So it's more for the toppings than it is the original cheesecake. We need that, and we need you for that. This does not work well for that. We want this for that. A little sour cream. I'm gonna make a little quick sour cream frosting. Woohoo! Freedom! So we'll mix that small little bit of sour cream we have at the bottom here with all this sugar. What are we making? We're making sour cream frosting right now. Some really thick sour cream frosting at the moment. Debating if I want to add a little more sour cream in here. In fact, I'm not gonna, well, why not? We got it. I was debating adding cream too, but just to give us a little tang to switch off from the banana and other dairy. Just trying to get that nice and smooth before next step here. Just filling up a pastry bag with this. Let's see, what did I do with that tip I used the other day? Look, my usual hiding spots for things I don't use a lot. Actually, that'll probably work nicely. It's not very clean though. Have to give that a quick cleanup here. Here's hoping these things haven't been playing videos all along, playing music or anything. Something really caught down in this. Looking a lot cleaner now. That's looking a lot better now. So we're going to take our holder and that piece. We're going to cut off the tip here. Get the cleaning tools off of my cutting board. Arrgh! I forgot to turn off my speakers. Have a great one, Ozzy. Thank you for hanging out. So we got that there, and now we got the plastics even going over this part, and then we screw this down. Squeeze out what air we got in the bag. Put a clip on that for later. That was our first of our projects in that sense. Now for our second one. Whipped cream time. Starting to get there already. I got some ribboning going on. Started nice and quick there. just a hint of sugar. And then continuing our theme of dark rum with our banana. Yeah, just a hint of rum in there. Alright, I'm going to cover this and throw this in the fridge. We'll give this a little bit more of a final wake up right at the finish. And I'm going to put a whisk to finish it up in the freezer. Lid. So we got that and that. Don't want to cut the bananas early. The only other thing that I can think of here to kill a little time, I think this is getting a bit extravagant, but I'm actually debating the idea of a little small batch caramel. I think we got enough going on with this cheesecake tonight. I think that just might be stretching it just a teensy bit too far. Because it's going to be hard to even show everything. We'll do a little cleanup time here while we're waiting on our cheesecake to bake. So what's new in everyone else's world right now? What's new and happening? Why, hello there, neighbor. Someone in the neighborhood now has stupid loud car. Like, one of those cars that someone fancies they're actually turning into like a supercar or something like that, but they're doing it on the cheap. So it takes them a year and a half in order to get halfway done. Then they usually quit. Got some royal winners of neighbors across the way. There. It sounds like I hate everyone, doesn't it? But like, I'm pretty sure that they got someone living in a camper on the driveway, and the place is a constant state of mess. Not that my place is beautiful or anything. I guess I'm just too critical of people at times. I get stuff all the way up the side of my muddler when I only used to push down some crust. It's amazing where dirt finds its way. I'm sure someone's studying this, but I wonder if this whole thing in the last 2 years or so, if you do a study in a bathroom, if more people wash their hands after the last 2 years or not. Battle. We should go to battle. To war. Victory! Worked just as I had hoped. Brad getting them kills. Thank you for joining in. Inchby getting the assists. Inchby getting the gold. Welcome in, Colorful Peanut Patrol. I'm gonna put my warrior out there since he wants to kill everything. Nice. First time watching it? Multiple times watching it? I have not watched any of that, to be honest. I honestly haven't watched any of the new Star Wars movies. I've seen the original trilogy, but I haven't watched any of the new ones. I haven't watched The Mandalorian. Bacon. Nice thin bacon. I went for the thinner, crispier stuff tonight. Oh yeah, that was a thing too, wasn't it? I wonder how much The Mandalorian ended up being the original series that he had hoped for. Because I know he wanted to do a series ages ago, but the technology was never at a point where he felt he could do the show that he wanted to. By the way, I don't mind a couple of his wines, but his vineyard has to be, all the vineyards that I've been to in Sonoma County, which I've been to quite a few. And, I mean, I've passed by even more. And his by far, is the most, like, touristy, you know, Disney-esque, like, setup. Like, you walk up to the thing. In most places, they'll act a little bit more like a restaurant. They're either small enough that they act like a neighborhood bar where you can just walk up and start chatting with people who work there. The bigger ones act a little bit more like restaurants. Well, they'll have seating, they'll you know, greet you at the entrance, sort of a thing. Across the board, appointments are a pretty regular thing. A lot of people schedule their wine tastings. But you walk up and first off, you're walking up a massive flight of stairs. You know, grand entrance, which some of them have. That's not too unusual. But the first thing you get to is these, like, movie theater ticket booths, and the staff there, like, dressed up like they're working in a movie theater, and it is so Disney-like. And quite honestly, I didn't enjoy my experience there nearly as much because it was so much of, like, this theme of, you know, this is the movie vineyard, you know, sort of a thing. The original trilogy was great. I liked the prequel, but those three seemed
Oh, actually, yeah, I've seen the original. Like, I haven't seen the new 3. Yeah, Napa. To me, Napa has now gotten to be it's a little like Healdsburg in Sonoma here, where you're almost there to be seen. Like, it's got that, like, Beverly Hills. If you ever been to Beverly Hills, if you ever traveled and tripped and walked through there, it's got that feeling of, like, people are here to be seen. They're here to show off their wealth. Very much both Napa and Healdsburg do that for me. A little bit Sonoma, but Sonoma's more old school. Like, Sonoma's the city where people have owned a house for 20 years and they come in, they fly in for a couple of months, working the farmer's market in Sonoma County. You notice, like, the point when everyone flew in for the year, and you have people that, like, there was a lady there that sold napkins and, like, table linens and stuff like that. And that sweep comes through, and you have people like, oh yeah, I was just looking to liven up the house. We just flew in yesterday. And get some new napkins, get a new tablecloth. I haven't spent a ton of time in Calistoga. I need to spend some more time in Calistoga. It strikes me as the resort area, which I don't know if I've been in downtown Calistoga. It's sort of like northeast Sonoma, straddling Napa, straddling Lake. Nice. But yeah, there's definitely some nice resorts up in Calistoga, and you got some, like, I don't know how, I know it got hit by fires. I know some of the natural springs and stuff like that aren't back to full running, but yeah. This bacon, I put it a little too close. It's still sort of sticking. I'm gonna put this on some paper towel and see if it'll dry out a little bit. Well, when I say resort too, I'm not necessarily, like, there's wine country hotels and stuff like that here in Santa Rosa and stuff like that, but I'm more meaning, like, the hot springs resorts and the relaxation type places and the spas, and not necessarily so much giant, like, I forget the name of the resort company that works out of the islands. Dude, let's save our bacon grease. Bacon grease is good stuff. That was quicker than I thought. Time just flying.
That's some nice clear bacon fat too. There's not a ton of hotels out here. I mean, they keep trying to do more. I know in Sebastopol, they have this giant, like, plot of land that used to be like this barn or farm company or something like that right downtown. And they leveled it to a field and they were going to put a hotel there. That was like 5 years ago. It's just an empty field. Got bacon fat all over my counter. Let's take a look at our cheesecake. Yep, there's a cheesecake in there. Can't really see it much though. We're just going to leave that there, and we're going to leave it in the hot water in hopes that it will not crack too much on us. The recipe actually recommended leaving it in the oven for the next hour. I got other plans. I got to use that oven for other stuff. We're going to start by making sure my large cast iron is cleaned up and oiled up. So that's going to get a nice clean scrub here, even though it's looking, I'd use that on the stove, but it's not really clean. There, that's a bit better. I think I'm probably cooking this Dutch baby pancake at more like, I would guess it's 425. What is the temperature for this? $425, nailed it. So we're gonna preheat our pan. $425. If someone said non-Asian stir fry, what would I think of? Well, it wouldn't be stir fry, but my next mind goes to
And this isn't all Mongolian barbecues that I've been to, but Mongolian barbecues. Some of them are sort of weird. Some of the Mongolian barbecues are just like straight up buffets. But some of them that I've been to have been pick your own mixed bowl and pair it with some rice. Yeah. But the whole idea of stir fry in the first place is it's American Chinese. Stir fry is not a thing outside of the U.S. really, and really it's just the name that, like that, along with chop suey, are terms that we just essentially invented. You know, like it's sort of Asian. We're going to use a bunch of Asian flavors, but it's not really Asian. Oh, Mongolia is Asia. I mean, it's... Yep. But at the same time, why don't I turn that question on its head for you? How do you define stir fry? What is a stir fry to you? Other than veggies? Maybe some noodles or rice? So I'm going to start making my batter for my pancake. Start with a little milk. Half cup milk. I should have warmed my butter up. I'm going to lightly melt my butter. Melting a little butter over here. Well, I'm curious. Okay, that makes me wonder what you're wanting to use it for, because it sounds like you're looking for an idea to do something, which I'd be happy to help you with. I didn't realize that was what we were shooting for here. Like, what cuisine are you trying to match it up with other than Asian, then? If any. Like, for me, what really makes it Asian versus other things is typically you're tossing it with some sort of soy, some sort of sesame oil. Beyond that, you're going to be using pretty much the same veggies across the board these days. In fact, there's not a big difference between a lot of Asian veggies and U.S. ones that you can do anything about. Like, they're growing completely different veggies in a different way over there, but they're still growing carrots, they're still growing spinach, they're still growing. You might take it in complete. You could do more of like a ratatouille type thing. Add in some. Like, it's not really summertime, but another month or two here would be okay. You can, add in all those summer squash, all that type of lovely stuff. Tomatoes will start coming in. Maybe a little eggplant too. I'm not a big eggplant fan, but if you're an eggplant fan, it'll be awesome. Lots of sweet peppers rather than hot peppers would be a nice contrast from that. Let that cool on the counter for a minute. Because I want it liquid, but I don't want it hot. Two large eggs. Do that. Awesome, colorful peanut. Jackfruit's great for that if you want to imitate doing pork. What worked great for me, or rather realized I would be great when I did the ingredient challenge. Hearts of palm are a great one for imitating like scallops. That's still, I mean, African, Asian. Cool. Sounds like you got a good start there. What is this all? I mean, it sounds like it's at least vegetarian, if not vegan. Yeah, veggie. Looking for healthy food because typically if you're using meats in a stir fry, typically they're the leaner cuts and they're quick and hot and in and out. not doing that in this. We're gonna add a bit of salt. I don't know if I've touched the salt yet tonight, but we're adding a bit of salt in here. And I'm gonna add some pepper since it's gonna be a savory Dutch baby. You often see a touch of sugar in here, or something along that line. Okay, our butter is melted, but not so hot now. Our milk. And then just a little bit of flour. Just a wee bit of flour. Which I'm going to dust in so that it doesn't cake at all. This recipe is originally developed for being in a food processor. So if you want to do this a little bit quicker in a food processor rather than doing in steps like I have, breaking down the eggs, breaking down the butter, making sure it's soft, all that sort of stuff, you can just toss this all into a food processor and give it a real quick. You don't want to work this flour really at all, which is why I'm adding it last. And so this is a shake underneath, shake above, shake underneath. Not really trying to work it, just trying to incorporate it lightly and then add a bit more. I think I want to turn that attack down even more. I'm still toying with the filters for my music for the different audio sources. Well, it's usually only things like this where I don't want to work the flour really at all, but I want to incorporate it, that I do that. Or things like where there's a lot of lamination going on. But I'm not working these lumps out. Those are staying in this. Those are just going to get worked out by the boiling of the mixture.
Nope, we don't have any banana in this at this state. This is just the pancake. We're going to allow this to set for a minute, though, because we want that flour to absorb liquid. Let's see here. I think I'm just going to go with haste. Yeah, everything's sort of spread out on this map. We're going to go with haste. Try and get as many of us as we can in one there. It's just too far to get everyone. Oof. This could be rough. I don't know if we're gonna do this. No! Oh. Boo. I think I'm going to put my tank out there this time. And I'm going to put him over here. See if we can't squeeze down in between here and use this to our advantage with everything. Now we're mostly waiting for this batter to get a little hangout time to allow that flour to hydrate. Bacon. Let's see how our banana pudding's thickening up. This being one of our larger containers. Plastic wrap this thing too good. It doesn't want to come open. There we go. Looks like pudding to me. Maybe on the thin side still. It's going to thicken up even more with more time, but there is the rum in there along with the banana thinning it out a bit. Got some nice thickness to it. Got some weight to it. I don't know how well this is going to work for the... Might have to use the frosting to keep this in place. I gotta stop because tonight's dinner is gonna have banana pudding in all of it. Otherwise, I'm gonna sit here and down that little thing of banana pudding before we even get there. But I think we're finally probably about there. Well, we're waiting on this. We're not waiting on the oven. You know, I want to give that a whisk up a little bit. You don't really want to work the flour at all in this, but there were just so many lumps in it, I was worried about it. So, hopefully my Dutch baby is not too chewy. Actually, I'm not even going to take it out of the oven. What's going to happen here is we have our pan preheated in the oven. Already nice and happy. Going to just pull that out just long enough. Pour all of this in there. Straight back into that 425 oven. Hopefully losing as little temperature as possible in the process. Because this is going to be using primarily... it's going to get some leavening from the eggs. But the eggs are also going to be primarily what's stabilizing it. It's going to get most of its lift is from all that moisture in the milk. It's going to boil off and then give us this nice big poofy pancake that is then going to collapse. We're expecting it to collapse. So, let's give this a shot. Let's throw it in. In it goes. And then we got 15 minutes until we pull that out. And I am going to carefully attempt to take my cheesecake here out of the water. Change my mind what plate I want to use. That's looking like perfect to me for a cheesecake. It's got a little jiggle to it still. Like, you know, the world safety people are like, you want that thing set, you want it like a cake, you want it hard. I like my cheesecake more like cheese.
Like, if you think about cheeses, especially the softer, like French cheeses and stuff like that, I want that center to be still a little soft. I used to hate cheesecakes with a vengeance. That was back, I said I used to do them a whole bunch for the first school I went to, the first co-op job I had at a little community college. I used to do dozens of them a week. And not just cooking them, cutting them. If you ever cut cheesecake, I hate cutting cheesecake. There's a reason I'm making a 4-inch one. So yeah, I got completely burnt out on cheesecake. See, at this point, the water in this, it's still got bubbles in here. It still looks like it's nice and warm. My hand is right up against the bottom of this. This is only slightly warm at this point. Maybe 110 at best. It just had some water in it. We just baked it, so it's sanitary. Cool down, cheesecake. In fact, we're going to force that issue a little bit, since it seemed to be nicely done here. We're going to throw you in the freezer for a minute. That should be surefire way to get that to crack, right? We're topping it, so I don't really care if it... I don't want a cracked one on purpose. Doesn't really matter if it is cracked or not. Because we're topping it. We'll give that about 5 minutes in the freezer. Yeah, I'm going to take a couple minute AFK again. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. Do 1 or 2 more old school ads. And we'll come back to finishing up our Dutch baby pancake that's in the oven.
Folks, why do you eat Wheaties?
We like it.
But did you know it's always been whole wheat with all the bran, and bran is one of nature's best sources of food fiber.
That's news to us.
Wheaties breakfast this morning?
Sure, it helps me feel fit.
But do you know Wheaties has bran fiber your body may need?
That's news to me.
Why Wheaties?
Oh, we love the taste.
Have for years. But do you know for years you've been getting something extra for your diet? Bran fiber?
Well, that's news to me.
Wheaties. It's brand news.
There's no other box of facial tissues like this. Scotty's new Magic Oval Box. Only Scotties give you tissues that float up gently, one at a time, and come out in neat handfuls, too, because there's a magic oval inside every new Scotties box. Only Scotties Magic Oval can give you tissues that float up, smooth and easy. No tugging, no tearing, no extra tissues tagging along. And Scotties Magic Oval does even more. It lets you reach in for tissues by the handful, all neatly folded, just right for pocket or purse. Scotties' new Magic Oval box is pretty, too. And inside, soft, strong, sneeze-proof Scotties. Remember, for tissues that float up smoothly and come out in neatly folded handfuls, look for Scotties' pretty new Magic Oval box, the only one of its kind.
3, 2, 1, blast off. She's up. Come in ideal countdown control. Ready for second launching.
Atlas moving into position.
Fuel her up.
All set.
Countdown.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off! There she goes!
Yes, you can be in command of your own ideal countdown. It's a real electronic missile base. You sit at the controls and move missiles into place. You count down. You blast off. You track the flight. The ideal countdown comes complete with moon missile and lunar probe, as well as a giant Atlas. Get your electronic ideal countdown now, wherever good toys are sold.
It's wonderful. It's ideal.
Off into space. Man, that takes real teamwork. And here's a team of junior spacemen with an out-of-this-world breakfast that teams up V8 juice and Cheerios for flavor and energy. What a treat! A flavorful glassful of refreshing V8 juice and Cheerios with power protein, plus vitamin B1 for Go Power. And now, here's a special out-of-this-world free offer. This Moon Rocket Kit, both a toy and an exciting game. First, blast off. It separates in midair and lands 2 spacemen on a moon map. You get this wonderful game only through this free offer. Send your name and address and 1 V8 label plus 1 box top from these specially marked packages of Cheerios, Kix, or Frostios to Moon Rocket Kit, Mount Vernon 10, New York. Get Campbell's V8 cocktail vegetable juice with any one of these Big G cereals.
Okay, quick AFK. Cut up banana for our pancake, because that's going to be ready right out of the oven. And for this, I want to get some nice, clean, even cut pieces of banana for this. So I'm going to be a little bit more careful than I was the first time cutting bananas. Get away from me, bug. I know I emptied the compost earlier today and you don't have a new home anymore. And is this loosened up at all from being out of the fridge? Really? There we go. cooling down nicely now. Not quite ready to take the sides off of that, but feeling a lot better about it now. And I think I'm going to go with one of the glass ones for this, I think. Yeah, this seems a little more set up than this one. That one's a little... they're not too different. I think the glass worked with getting it cooler, though. Thank you for hanging out, Colorful Peanut. I know we've been a little bit slow tonight with a couple long oven periods, or it's in the oven times. Appreciate your company. Hope you have a great night. And throw our bacon fat in the fridge. Save that for something in the future here. Come on, let's go, pancake. I know what I'll do while we're waiting. We're gonna chop up some bacon for in this. I need some water. I need to hydrate. I haven't drank anything in a while, folks. You should be hydrating too. Welcome to my bathroom. Oh, that's right. The camera throttle thing's off right now. He's just hanging out here, staring at me over here. Cheers. Can't see. Oh, that's good. That's good.
show you the poofiness going on here. That little bit of butter left over in there. And put this over here on the stove top. And allow that to chill, and I don't know if that one's actually going to deflate all that much. Normally it's, you know, you get this nice big side poof to it, but that thing just sort of like decided to go straight up. Okay, now we're getting some settling. Nice. I was thinking that was going to be quicker to put stuff into it, but this is going to need to rest for a minute or two. So I'm going to start in on my cheesecake instead. Boy, is that soft. No, it's too soft. No. It's too soft. Damn it. I think this one qualifies as a fail now. We got a failure. I mean, it looks like it's cooked to me. It's just too soft. The hope here was I was going to be able to do rosettes. Something like that, which even they're melting. This is fucking disaster at this point. And yeah, hey, let's throw some horrible, soft banana pudding on top of that. That is exactly what I was picturing tonight for this dish. Oh, here, let's throw a couple pieces of banana on there. Take a picture of it anyways. That's a fail. Let's see if we can't turn this into a win, though. Last minute, get units on the battlefield. And to think I whipped cream for that cheesecake. Didn't even put that on there because
has to be my worst fail to date on stream, I think. I sit here and tell people that I've made literally thousands of cheesecakes in my life. And then I do that shit. I said literally again, didn't I? It's alright, no one's listening anymore anyways. Take a photo of this. So this is looking lovely. Not sure. I'm feeling like I could have done something more to make this less brown, but I'm happy with it otherwise. I mean, it's gonna have great flavor. This is some amazingness right here. If you haven't seen one of these before, light, fluffy, airy. If you ever had a popover, it's along the same lines, just big one. Oh, yeah. That's a winner combo. Works with the bacon, too. Nice. Well, I don't know. What do you think, folks? I think tonight was rather failicious. I'm rather upset with this puddle. Let's do our battle. Last battle of the evening here. they're all piling up in their side. And taking out our healers and support. This is not looking good. My tank versus all. Yeah, that ain't gonna happen. Boo. I think that matches up with the rest of this night's stream. Yeah, let's see if we can't pass this off to someone else. You know, I think I'm just going to call it there tonight. I'm pretty trashed from this evening. This completely deflated me. I know that that's still going to taste amazing. It looks like shit. Anyways, thank you for joining in. I appreciate you hanging out with me, even though I'm a little upset now. I hope to see you back again. Gonna be doing Friday night. Gonna be doing fried chicken and Caesar wraps. Gonna make my own wraps. Gonna make my own Caesar dressing. Make a Caesar and throw that all together. Been a while since I've had that. I was actually watching Chef the Party the other day, and he was making a Caesar, and like, it has been way too long since I had a Caesar salad. So we're doing a Caesar salad on Friday. Yeah, for those who are wondering why I'm upset and aren't able to see here, and this is what happened to our cheesecake. It just couldn't handle the weight. It just collapsed. And it was also too hot for the frosting because all the frosting melted. So, yeah. I wish I got some more color on this dish, but otherwise I think this is an absolute winner. Like, the flavors are great. The pancake came out awesome. It just needs something for pop. You know, something like bright red, or... I was actually hoping the bacon would contrast a bit more, but it's almost like disappearing in with the pancake. But I think I'm going to call it there. Like I was saying, we got fried chicken Caesar wrap tomorrow night. That's tomorrow, because we're making up today because of internet issues. And then Sunday, I'm going to pull out another roast or something. I'm not quite sure what I still have in my freezer there. But we're going to do another big beef dish, just because I need to work my way through the last of that beef. And I'm probably going to be ordering myself a half pig here sometime soon. I hope you come back to join me again. Until then, I hope you all have a great evening.